let's do it.
Okay. That is.
Wait, you gotta move it now.
That's going.
Alright, I believe we're live. Give us 1 second because we're going to make sure that the audio is working because we've done this before and on Facebook and our audio was like not working. So just give me a second. It's taking forever to pull up for us to hear if the audio is working.
It's not going just yet.
Okay, just give us a second to refresh.
I did.
Next now there.
Just bear with us.
A spare or bear?
Huh?
I don't know.
Where are you talking about?
There it goes. Okay, let's hear if it's
Yeah.
Alright, yes, our audio is working. Hello guys, welcome to News Talk where we talk news. This is our first video on this channel, so just bear with us. We go over like new trending stuff that's happening in the world or in the United States. Period. Stop laughing at me. And as you can tell by the title, what we're going to be going over today, it's kind of the trending topic thing that's going on. So we are going to go with that, and I will let you start it off with it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me see what you said. Okay, I'm going to kind of like set the tone for it. Okay, because Chris Wallace was saying asked if Joe Biden Chris Wallace was asking Trump if he would denounce white supremacy. So and he said. What is the quote that everybody keeps going around? Proud Boys stand back and stand by or some crap like that. And then now everybody's going crazy saying that Trump has not denounced white supremacy.
Okay, yeah. But if you want to take a look back in 2017, on August the 14th, he held a rally in Charlottesville. And sadly, the rally turned very violent in which a man drove his car into a group of protesters, killing one woman and injuring several. Trump spoke about that, and he then denounced white supremacy, and I will quote.
Oh, before you quote that, he's denounced it plenty of times before this, and Chris Wallace knows this.
It's already been debunked about him denouncing white supremacists.
So I don't know why people are going crazy because he said that just one time.
Okay, let me just, before we get ahead of ourselves, let me quote. Trump said, "As I said on Saturday, we condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America, and as I have said many times before, no matter the color of our skin, we all live under the same laws, we all salute the same great flag, and we all are made by the same almighty God. We must love each other, show affection for each other, and unite together in condemnation of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We must rediscover the bonds of love and loyalty that bring us together as Americans. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans." Then he condemned them.
That's not the only time he's condemned. That's the one time. That's one.
And then the very next day, August 15th, he also condemned them again. And then again on August the 3rd. He condemned them again whenever in, where was it? I got it here. At a Walmart in El Paso, where a gunman comes in and he kills a lot of people. He then condemns them, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, KKK, everyone who harms people, he condemns them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the point is he has condemned them, okay? Like, it's no secret that he's condemned them before.
Right.
Chris Wallace is just fishing for crap because he's a Democrat himself, okay? He is taking what the media has pushed or turned around on Trump constantly, and he's taking that and he's trying to make it seem like it's all the truth. Why is it that he had to denounce white supremacy, but Joe Biden didn't have to denounce the rioting and stuff that's going on? Why is that?
He didn't have to denounce Antifa or BLM.
Well,
he didn't.
Denounce the rioting of them.
Right. Well, he didn't. Wallace. The point is, Wallace said that he had already denounced it, so he didn't even ask Biden to denounce it or whatever.
It wasn't even mentioned after that. It's just all about Trump. And what's sickening to me is, they had a debate, okay, and all everybody can come up with at the debate is this one thing, that Trump didn't denounce it at this debate. That's it.
That's all they got from the debate was
right.
He didn't denounce white supremacists.
You know how much crap that Joe Biden said? Like my favorite quote he said was, out of 200,000 people killed on Trump's watch talking about COVID-19, how many survived? Well, if 200,000 of them died, I don't think
nobody survived, buddy.
Oh, well, not only that, but I'm going to go on to the economy he was talking about. Because he said, Biden was saying he's going to help the economy, right? So he's going to get rid of Trump's tax cuts that's helped the economy. Boom. What created the economy and make the economy so great, he's going to get rid of that. Go to our thing. Let's make sure we get the comments. But anyway, sorry for that. He's going to get rid of... I've lost my train of thought. He's going to get rid of Trump's tax cuts that helped the economy grow, and boom. He's going to get rid of that and also shut down America because of COVID-19. How in the world is that going to help the economy? That is going to...
reverse anything.
It is going to destroy the economy.
Yeah.
Like, horribly.
Biden wants to come off sounding really good, really appealing to his audience, to the very few. He wants to come off sounding really good, but if you listen to what he says,
you gotta really
read between the lines. I mean, it takes just a little bit of common sense to do that.
You have to really pay attention to what is being said here. He contradicts himself so many times. Like I just saw it, he's wanting to help the economy. His plan that he's talking about is not going to help it. It's common sense. If you take away what is helping in the economy, if you take that away and shut down the economy because of COVID-19,
how is that?
There is no way.
How's that possible?
It's not going. The people cannot. What's the word I'm looking for? The people cannot live like that. It's going to destroy us.
They can't thrive in an economy that is being shut down.
Just the short amount of time that it was shut down, you see what it did to a lot of people. Businesses did get shut down.
Yeah.
Luckily, Trump knows what he's doing, so he opened up the best he could.
Things, and Biden said that if he...
And breaking records as it's coming up, by the way.
Yeah, and Biden wants to take children back out of school and shut states and stuff back down. How is he supposed to make an economy boom like Trump has done for us if he's going to take what Trump has done and take it back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to. That's the problem. He's contradicting himself way too much. But the thing that got me is just the way Chris Wallace did this whole debate, if you even want to call it that. I mean,
it's more like Chris Wallace and Biden debating Trump. It's not a Trump debate Biden. It was 2-on-1 if you ask me.
Well, the problem is, the people, me personally especially, when you have two people supposed to be debating like that, you want the other person to talk back and forth like that. Chris Wallace didn't let that happen. He let Trump talk, and then he let Biden talk. And if Trump wanted to say something to what Biden's bullcrap is saying, Chris Wallace is trying his best to stop that.
Yeah, because he didn't want Biden to get a good zinger in it, or he didn't want Trump to get a good zinger in at Biden.
Well, Trump...
Knowing good and well, Biden wouldn't know what to come up with to just, as a backhanded comment, he wouldn't know what to say.
Well, Trump... I mean, as soon as Trump would try to call out his bullcrap, like the Green New Deal. That's what it's called, right? The Green New Deal.
Yep, Green New Deal.
Saying he's not for it.
Yeah, Biden said that he doesn't support it, but if you go on his actual site, he says that it's a crucial thing to help improve the climate change that's going on. Go to his official page, you will see it that he's for it. Although in the debates he said that he's against it.
Just pay attention to all the lies he's doing, okay? And what's funny about it is he'll say that Trump's lying about stuff, okay?
He'll call Trump the liar. He'll call him the clown. He'll call him the racist. Who's actually racist?
Yeah, just look up the stuff he says about Trump. Go see for yourself how true it is. Not that he's lying. See how true that what Trump is saying is true. And then look at what Biden's doing, okay? For instance, the Green New Deal. Wanting to help the economy, why he's really actually going to destroy it. There was something else.
But another good question is, while you're thinking of that other thing is, he said he's got a plan that's going to help America thrive.
Yeah, he keeps talking about his plan.
What plan? How come he didn't start this plan like 47 years ago?
Well, that's another thing he lied about too, is when Trump did the travel ban for COVID-19, When Trump did that.
He said
Trump
he was
gets
against
called,
it.
Yes, Trump gets called racist, xenophobic. You know, the whole list that they go down every time you talk to a leftist. They call him all these names for him doing that. And it took them almost 2 months later to finally reverse what they said about that.
Yeah.
And now they were
because
for
they
it,
seen
and
that
they said
what Trump was doing was taking into effect and it was actually doing good, so they wanted to say, yeah, I was in there too. That was my idea.
So for Biden to say that Trump didn't do a good job with COVID is total bullcrap, because just imagine it staying open for just an extra month. Imagine how worse off it would have been, because it would have been open a little longer.
Yeah.
It really would have. Trump took action immediately, and they didn't want him to.
And then he said something about how many deaths had taken place under Trump's watch, yet he wasn't for doing the travel ban, so there would have been more deaths on Biden's hand than there has been on Trump's, and Trump, he couldn't help that. He took action whenever he did, because he thought that he needed to, and what potentially could have been catastrophic wasn't. I'm not saying the deaths aren't bad, because any life taken is bad, but I'm just saying it could have been far off, way worse.
Well, yeah, that's just the whole point of Biden saying, you know, when it first comes out, Biden says what he wants to, or what he thinks the people want to hear. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going back to saying. He just appeals to the group he's talking to. But I mean, if you look at him, read him between the lines, if you're not blindly following and you're actually using the common sense, you will know when you read in between the lines what he says isn't true. All the time.
Overall, though, how do you think the debate went? As far as, you know, who do you think? I don't want to say won, because I mean I'm not gonna go with that. But how do you think the debate went?
I don't think anyone won. How I think the debate went, let's see, if I was someone who didn't know who I was voting for, I know who I'm voting for, but if I didn't know who I was voting for, neither argument, neither debate on Biden or Trump, what all they said isn't gonna push me over the edge to make me vote one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that a lot of that's Chris Wallace's fault too, because he asked questions that shouldn't even been.
It was
stupid questions. Like it was questions that the media's been pushing around about lies about Trump to make it seem like they were true.
Like the white supremacy, he asked them like they were factual statements. Like talking about his taxes. That was one thing that got brought up, and was like, he already says he's paid millions into his taxes, and only. And the New York Times claims that they have a source who told them this, but they won't say their source because they're protecting their sources.
So literally, everybody that believes that is believing someone just saying that he pays $750 in federal tax, and that's it. And then all the other news people are saying, according to the New York Times, this, so on and so forth. So really, all they're doing is copying that one news source.
Yeah.
And Chris Wallace is going on it like it's a true statement or a true thing.
Trump is talking about the white supremacist. Okay, so I think it was today that Trump was asked by a reporter if he wanted, would he like for the white supremacists to vote for him? Trump's not for that. He doesn't want the white. If you're a white,
yeah, it was video. It was Newsmax. It was the conservative news called Newsmax that they just put out today. So go watch it. But it was showing Trump saying he doesn't even want white supremacists to vote for him.
Yeah, and then I found it funny how a remark made by Biden to Trump was that Trump's racist. Have you heard some of the things Biden said?
Yeah, the thing about Trump getting called racist, okay? The media will take a quote from Trump, just a small, not the whole quote, just a little bit, to make it seem like Trump is racist.
They'll turn it to fit their narrative.
But if you look at some of the stuff Joe Biden says, you can show the entire quote. You can see the entire video of him saying it, and it's racist.
It's funny because they'll take a little portion of what Trump has said, and they have to twist that to make it sound racist.
Yeah,
but
Biden,
just what Biden says, you don't have to twist around, because he sounds racist without any twisting and any help of any sort. Biden was saying that if you're not sure who you're voting for, whether it's him or Trump, he was talking to, who was it?
Charlemagne, I believe is what his name is. I think that's who it was.
Well, he was talking to him, and he said, if you're not for sure who you're voting for, me or Trump, then you're not black. I mean, obviously, his skin color, he was black. But
yeah, he also said blacks aren't as diverse as Latinos.
Yeah, Latinos.
And the crime bill in 1994 he did. I mean, what I really wish happened in the debate is when Trump started talking about what he did for the black Americans. I wish he kept going off of that.
Well, then Wallace would have interrupted him and said, we got to go to the next segment. Next question.
But I really, really wish that Trump went off on that, like, for the majority of his time that he had.
You know
which probably wouldn't have been really
If you had one question for Wallace, what would it be?
Why are you a piece of crap?
That's what you'd ask him?
No, I would ask... I don't know what I'd ask him.
I know what I'd ask him. I'd ask Wallace. If I could ask Wallace a question, I would ask, why did you pick the questions that you picked? Because mainly, to me, they didn't sound more as poking or prodding toward Biden. They sound more aiming as toward Trump.
I think the two questions that were actually good that he asked was about COVID, because, I mean, everybody's seen that coming anyway. It needs to be asked because that's, a serious thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing was... given your record, as in what you've done while you're in government,
why should
the voters
choose you?
pick you?
Yeah, those.
Trump's been in office for almost 4 years. Biden's been in office for almost 50, and Trump has done more.
He has done way more.
Done a lot more, especially for the black community. That's why I wish he went off on the black community thing. I really do. And if I would have asked Biden specifically what he done for the black community, I think I would have asked him that.
I don't think that he'd know what to say.
Exactly, that's my point.
He would look...
Because people are so blind and going for Joe Biden because he's Democrat and because of what the media is saying about Trump.
They just don't want Trump. It doesn't matter that they don't like Biden, they don't support Biden. The fact is, they don't like Trump, so they're not voting for Trump. They don't care if they get the worst alternative. They just don't want Trump back in office for another 4 years. That's all it boils down to.
But I think a big problem that Trump did have was interrupting. He did interrupt a lot. But at the same time...
It was very unprofessional.
I understand it at the same time, because at first he did start off pretty decent. But there for a while, I think he's seen what was going on. He was just kind of getting upset. But I understand that. But at the same time, I still don't think he should have interrupted as much. So I think the next debate that's coming up, I really think that Trump should let Biden talk more, because if he really wants to make Biden look stupid, he should just let Trump talk, or let Biden talk.
He does enough gaffes on his own without any...
And that's another thing I want to bring up is when you look at the two talking, okay, Biden definitely seemed like it was all scripted. I mean, it just felt fake to me when he was talking, especially when he looked at the camera and went like this. To me it was just fake. It's like, and for me personally, when Trump talked, it's just like it was just coming as he was talking, like it was genuine. And another thing that bugged me is Biden would never look at Trump.
Well, I mean, because Trump gets to him. Trump just gets under Biden's
gets to Trump
skin.
too, though, but...
And if he would have looked at Trump, everything that he's already rehearsed, as you would say, would go out the window. He'd forget about it. That's probably why he didn't want to look at Trump.
Yeah.
But what other thing did you have?
I think that's about sums it up for
Well,
me.
do you think Joe Biden's racist?
I think Joe Biden is racist, yes.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, you can't... But I hate using that word, because it's so overused now, like, it don't even have the same meaning anymore.
Well, I know you have that as a question here on your notes.
But yeah, I think... Out of the two, yeah, Joe Biden's definitely the more racist. I mean, they just call Trump... It's like the media created this hate for Trump,
Mm-hmm.
and then Chris Wallace went off of that hate. He said certain things because the media's been pushing out. He said these certain things to have everybody it's like a trigger word for everybody. Oh yeah, that's a great question.
Well, I mean, Chris he threw out ammunition there for the people who are already supporting Biden, who already hate Trump. His words were their ammunition.
Right. That's not. I think Biden played off. Biden's strategy, I believe, was he played off of people's emotions.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like how many people You know, with all the deaths, how many people sitting there with an empty chair? You know,
Biden walked into the debate thinking it was a personality contest.
Yeah, I just think he tried to go off of the feelings of people, which
a lot of people
is going to get the leftists
these days.
I mean, that's all the left is about is feelings. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for you guys, but I mean, that's.
I mean, you gotta say.
Me
what
personally, I just think that's what it is. I think Biden tried to go off feelings, or try to go off Americans' feelings, and then I think Trump just, he's just there to do his thing, and wanted to get it over with. I hate that he interrupted so much. I even told her while we was watching, I was like, man, I wish he just let Biden talk, and he can make himself look stupid. I mean, just the first thing he started talking about COVID,
Well, we keep having to go back to it because we go off topic sometimes. But going back to the how Antifa, BLM was brought up, and Trump or Biden goes and
it's just an idea.
calls it an idea, and Trump says it's an organization.
Well, that's what I mean by this is, whatever the media is pushing, that's what Biden's gonna say, because that's what all the leftists believe. Is because that's what they hear in the media so much. Yeah, it's just this idea. That's the excuse they come up with about that. It's just this idea. So that's what Biden would say. I mean, that's just how it is.
Well, if Biden thinks it's an idea, does he think it's a good idea? I mean, people going out there rioting and burning.
I mean, anti-fascist is a good idea, but they're not anti-fascist.
They're completely the opposite.
It's exactly the opposite, and they claim they're against it. I mean, anybody can see that if you're smart.
And then what's funny is I was watching ABC News, and Biden had told ABC News that all he had to do to win the debate was to tell the truth. That's all he had to do to win.
I just remembered. I just seen it today that Hope Hicks tested positive for coronavirus, which is one of Trump's advisors. So I think what I read today is that Trump is getting tested for it as well. So hopefully he comes back negative.
I'm not laughing at that. When he first told me that Trump when he said that, I thought I heard Trump advises that he hopes Hicks, like the people, how some people would call other people Hicks, he hopes Hicks has the coronavirus.
I actually kept what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean?
Why does Trump hope that Hicks have coronavirus? He goes, no, hope Hicks as a person. And then it dawned on me.
It didn't even dawn on me what you're talking about.
Like, what?
I didn't think of this because I was just reading the name, but I hadn't had sleep, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
All right, well, you think that's it for today?
Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
All right, well, guys, it's probably all over the place, but this is our first video. But if you want to see some more, we're going to try to go live every day, like I said before, about, just trending topics.
Yeah, so doing this a lot more, and then hopefully having some subscribers who want to interact. It will help us know what we need to do for future videos.
Yeah, so I was about to say, the more subscribers we get, the more interactions we get, it's going to help us along.
Because we want to come to you about trending topics,
we just want an open discussion.
Yeah, and then talk with y'all, see what y'all think about it.
We want to know what the people out there are thinking too.
Yeah.
We want to let people know that you're not alone if you think like us. If you don't think like us, we want to open up some people's eyes about what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
at least try our best.
You've already had someone who you.
Which hopefully I can get him on the show.
Yeah, hopefully. You do a lot of talking back and forth.
I do. Yeah. This is the first Facebook.
You've changed his mind. So.
I used to do this alone on Facebook a lot, having debates with people and such, and then going live on Facebook, which that group, I have a group that's in the description. Go follow that group, and you'll see me go live.
Really great group.
At least once a week, I try to go live on there.
Right.
But, I go live on there a lot, and I talk, and I help. This guy told me that, I helped him change, and open his eyes.
And it's actually because he commented some truthful facts about this one, what was it, comedy? This one guy he really liked.
I don't remember his name.
He was giving some truthful information on him, and the guy we're talking about didn't believe him, so he went to go and do his own research of the matter and come to find out what my husband was talking about was true. So he kind of made him see, like, why have I been believing what I've been believing? And it's because that's what the media is telling you to believe. So whenever he started thinking for himself, he kind of like snapped out of like the brainwash that the
That's
left
just a lot
does.
of people's problem is they don't research, and when they do research, they don't ask questions like why. And I always bring up like the thing that comes off the top of my head is like, you know, this systemic racism thing that's going on around the world. Statistics don't add up to any of the stuff that they're saying. They'll what they like, the left likes to play on is the difference in population, because there's a huge difference. So when you say, you know, the black community makes such and such amount of money versus the white community, well, I mean, that's due to the huge difference in population, and there's so much more to it than just that. It's the choices you make, the unemployment, and you know, so forth or so on that. But I mean, I get into another thing with that, but
that's a whole nother video.
Yeah,
though.
but you know, there's just more to it than what the left shows you. They show you just enough to back up what they're saying, but if you go on and you keep asking
they
why,
show you
you'll
just
see it.
enough to catch bait you. Once they got you, they expect you to follow them and not
That's
do
all
any
it
further
is.
digging for yourself.
The one main thing I see when people walk away, which is the movement, going from Democrat to conservative, is they always say that they got educated.
Yeah.
That's
and
always...
the left is the one who tells us we need to educate.
Yes, that's the main difference. But anyway, we're going to get off here, but subscribe,
Hope you enjoyed watching this.
Stay tuned for more, because I love
We'll be here
videos.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. I don't know yet with what, but
yeah.
We'll
the trending topic of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be sure we're talking about it, because we will be.
All right. See you guys.